Hello everybody, welcome to the MaffmanJones movie channel. I'm your host John Maffio, and what is this? A review? Yes, it's a review. I haven't done a review in a long time. I searched out with my feelings and I knew it to be true, so here I am. I'm here to review Knives Out on Thanksgiving Day. And this movie is actually very appropriately released. Because it is about family, it's about conflict and struggle within family, and there's also a murder. So it's a whodunit mystery thriller directed by Rian Johnson, has an ensemble cast full of incredible actors everywhere. I mean, I can start naming Christopher Plummer, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon, Toni Collette, Ana de Armas, amongst many others, some who I didn't even realize were in the movie. Christopher Plummer is the grandfather of this affluent, wealthy family, and he's found murdered. So a detective and a couple cops, including Daniel Craig and Lakeith Stanfield and Tom Sagan, come to the house to investigate and find out who exactly murdered Christopher Plummer. And that's your film. Rian Johnson has always been a very capable, talented, and competent filmmaker. Brick is a great movie. Looper is a great movie. Last Jedi, spoiler, you ready for this one? Again, I'm going to say it all the time. In my top 5 Star Wars movies. Sorry, not sorry. I just think he has a great eye for cinema. And him making a whodunit, clue-like mystery thriller that's actually pretty funny. It's a puzzle piece that I never thought would make sense, but it does. And it's also very politically relevant to the times, but it doesn't force it down your throat. It's naturally integrated into the story and provides for some really humorous moments and some impactful moments that I'm still thinking about after leaving the theater. There are no spoilers here, you're safe with me, but the entire cast is really good. Most actors are given a lot to do with their moments. Even if they are one note, I think they do a lot with what they have. Michael Shannon plays very tense characters, and he is tense in this movie, but he can also be tender, even if that tenderness isn't very sincere. Chris Evans is really good in this movie, and he does some things I didn't expect him to do in this. Jamie Lee Curtis is always great. She brings great screen presence. Don Johnson I really liked in this movie. With him in Watchmen and him in this, he's really making a really nice comeback. Ana de Armas kills it. She's been in so many movies lately and been doing so good in all of them. So I don't know who her agent is and what the trajectory is, but so far she's been doing a lot of great work, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of her in the future because this is one of her best roles yet. It's also nice to see Catherine Langford from 13 Reasons Why in something where she's not dead. That's all I got to say. One of the top 3 casting names I saw being buzzed around when people were talking about this movie on social media was Daniel Craig, and I understand that now because he's going against type for him. I feel like, or when I sense, I think people get an idea of him because he's been playing Bond since 2006. But with like movies like Logan Lucky and this, like he does really interesting things with his dialect and his accent and his nuances, and he just really does a great job of anchoring this movie and bringing you through the story. But the momentum of the story isn't just reliant on the acting. The screenwriting by Rian Johnson here is pretty sharp. It's pretty tight. It's constantly moving forward. There's a fluidity to it, even though it's 2 hours long, and it didn't feel like 2 hours because I was constantly just engrossed in what was going to happen next. This is one of the few movies this year where I really need to watch it again because I don't know if a second viewing will be detrimental to the film or enhance it. Now that I know most of the little informational nuggets that the movie feeds you over the course of 2 hours, I would like to really see how this feels as just a movie you can just sit down and watch. Once again, I'll mention it one more time, but the movie is actually extraordinarily appropriate for Thanksgiving. This is not a movie I would watch with family. This is the kind of movie that if you sat down in a theater and watched this with your entire family you're going to sit down at the table with momentarily after, it's going to cause and spark some heavy conversation, depending on where family members may fall politically, socially, whatever. It plays with the social structure of life and politics and all of that. But again, it does it very naturally, where it's integrated into the characters. The meat and bones, the roots of this family tree is clarified and explained in a way that just kind of, you feel it and you understand this family, even if you don't like this family, which I don't think you're supposed to. But there are redeeming qualities within a couple characters in this. Just a couple of them. You're like, I see a little bit of light in you, but most of you are just assholes. Most of them are just simply despicable, but you understand where those behavioral issues come from. And this goes without saying, but Rian Johnson movies are shot impeccably, and this one's no different. The story consistently propels the camera forward, and the camera should be in service of the story, not the story in service of the camera. in my opinion. And I think Rian Johnson's one of the best directors to do something where he's telling a great story, but he's also making the movie really feel like it has like a personality to it through his camera work. And it really works here. Compared to his other films, I think this is more restrained actually in terms of style. I think the style comes more from the characters and the wittiness and the quirkiness and the dialogue and the actual story taking place. But there are moments where Rian Johnson takes that little opportunity to be like, here's something crazy. Woof, woof. But it works in service of the story again. There's not much more I think I could say, though, without getting into spoilers, so I'm just going to end the review here. But overall, I really like Knives Out. I need some time more to reflect on this. I took a day to kind of just sit on it before I record this review. But the more I think about it, the more I like it. But again, I really want to watch it again because I think rewatchability will definitely play a factor into whether or not this movie has a higher status or not. But the first time going through the story and the mystery and solving it, one of the wonderful things about Knives Out is if you're going into the movie expecting one thing, expecting the story to unfold in a particular way that you're used to for movies like this, that's not the case. So you're going to be thrown for a loop, and then it's going to kick you off on a new story that brings you in a different type of way that hopefully engrosses you like it engrossed me. Knives Out has my seal of approval. I recommend it to everybody. People who like Rian Johnson movies, people who like mystery thrillers, people just like a good time in theater, but just know going in that you're going to get a little bit more than just a simple mystery thriller. It's playing on social, economic, and political themes. But it's funny. It's really funny, and it's got a great cast. You're going to love watching this entire cast interact with each other. And trying to find out what exactly happened with Christopher Plummer's character. And that's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, have a good holiday and holiday weekend. There's so many movies coming out right now, and I feel like I can't overwhelm myself because I do this all the time where I feel like I'm missing movies, but there's so much out there. Irishman just came out on Netflix. Waves, Honey Boy, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anybody who's out there looking to find a movie to watch, see in theaters, like, you can't really go wrong. You have like Sophie's Choice here. It's like, which one? You pick this great movie or this great movie? I love it. But of course, I want to know from all you guys if you've seen Knives Out, the special screenings from last weekend, or if you saw it in a special screening over the course of the year, or if you're seeing it now, or if you're seeing this in 5 months, or you're watching this video right now in the future in 2020. What did you think of Knives Out? Let me know in the comments down below. Who's your favorite actor in this movie? Just from, I guess, the characteristic standpoint, or just the way the story unfolded with this particular character. I really, really surprisingly liked Ana de Armas. But I think Chris Evans has a lot to do here, and I like him. But even more surprisingly, I'm just surprised by how incredibly funny Michael Shannon's character was, in conjunction with Don Johnson's character. Their dynamic is actually a lot of fun to watch on screen. Once again, have a great holiday weekend. Enjoy your time with your family or with someone or by yourself. Whatever you're doing, enjoy yourself. Take a second, breathe, relax. I'll see you guys next time.